The Freeway Phantom has remained true to his moniker, a phantom, despite the fact that he was Washington, D.C.'s first serial killer and claimed the lives of 6 young girls between April 1971 and October 1972. His identity remains a mystery. One of the defining features of the Freeway Phantom is that he targeted young African American girls, per the Washington Post. His first victim, Carol Spinks, was just 13 years old when she left home one night to go to a 7-Eleven. She was found 6 days later on a grassy embankment next to the I-295 after being raped and strangled. His next target was Darlena Johnson, a 16-year-old girl with a summer job at Oxon Hill Recreation Center. One morning in July, she never arrived to work. She was later found just 15 feet from where Carol's body was dumped. A week later, 10-year-old Brenda Crockett went missing after going out to see a movie. The next victim was Neomisha Yates, a 12-year-old who had gone to the supermarket just to get groceries. The fifth murder was Brenda Woodward, an 18-year-old who was taking the bus home after grabbing dinner with a friend. Last but not least was Diane Williams, the 17-year-old who was traveling home after spending time with her boyfriend. All of the victims were raped, all were strangled, and 5 of the 6 had all of their shoes removed. The exception was Brenda Woodward, who was more brutally murdered than the others, offering investigators their first clue about the killer. Though Brenda Woodward's murder had several differences, the most vital to police was that the killer left a note on her body. He had even dictated the message for her to write out. This is a tantamount to my insensitivity to people, especially women. I will admit the others when you catch me if you can. Freeway Phantom, the missive read. Despite the disturbing message, former D.C. Police Detective Romaine Jenkins claimed that since Brenda's handwriting did not display excess duress, she likely knew her killer and did not realize the gravity of her situation at the time. There were no signs that she was nervous when she wrote the note, Jenkins explained in another article from the Washington Post. You don't think calmly like that if someone has kidnapped and assaulted you. However, police believe that once the situation turned dark, the note gave Brenda time to realize her fate and caused her to fight back against her captor. Though she was strangled, she was the only victim to be stabbed as well, and also sported defensive wounds, suggesting a bitter struggle. The killer also left her shoes on, unlike other victims. Jenkins also believes that 10-year-old Brenda Crockett's mother might have seen the killer in action. Brenda had called her home twice on the night she was abducted. The first call was to tell her sister that she had been kidnapped by a white man and had been driven to Virginia, a story police believe was fabricated to throw them off the scent. Brenda then called a second time. "Did my mother see me?" she asked her mother's boyfriend, who picked up the call. "How could your mother see you if you're in Virginia?" he frantically answered, before demanding that she put her abductor on the phone, but that was not possible. "Well, I'll see you," Brenda said in a whisper before the line went dead. Jenkins believes that the second call was proof that the killer was nearby and thought he'd been spotted by Brenda's mother, who had been out searching the neighborhood for her daughter. "Why would you let her call home? Not once, but twice," Jenkins said. He had to make sure that the mother didn't see her. One of the major clues into the Freeway Phantom's identity is that his geographical anchor point was St. Elizabeth's Hospital, a mental asylum in Washington, D.C. This suggests that the killer was familiar with the facility and likely means that he was either a patient, a doctor, or a worker who knew the area well. Another potential clue is that the Freeway Phantom appeared to keep trophies of his victims. Police have expressed their hope that someone might come across some of the tokens and alert investigators. He kept textbooks from one of the girls, curlers from another girl, shoelaces from another girl, noted Blaine Pardoe, who co-wrote a book on the murders. Some family member may stumble across those things and say, "Why did he keep this junk?" he added per CBS affiliate. Lastly, the Freeway Phantom stopped his crime spree in 1972. Investigators believe that suggests he either died, was incarcerated, or moved away from the area at the time. In the 1970s, police believed that a group known as the Green Vega Rapists were involved in the Freeway Phantom murders. One of the gang's members confessed to investigators that his colleague had committed the crimes. However, he stopped communicating with authorities after his allegation became public, and he feared retribution from the gang. Police have since stated that the Green Vega Rapists were not likely the perpetrators, and eyed a more likely suspect, Robert Askins. Askins was a convicted kidnapper and rapist who had previously been charged 3 times with homicide. In addition, he had spent time as a patient at St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Last but not least, when authorities raided his home, he had saved an appellate court's opinion where the word tantamount was used, just like in the Freeway Phantom letter that was left on Brenda Woodard's body. Askins was also allegedly known to use the word often in conversation. Unfortunately, there was no physical evidence to tie Askins to the crimes, and he denied all connection to the Phantom Highway murders. He died in prison in April of 2010. There are several reasons why the Freeway Phantom has been so difficult to catch. He was probably charming and would probably have seemed like an unlikely suspect to the community. Organized killers are likely to be above average intelligent, attractive, married or living with a domestic partner, employed, educated, skilled, orderly, cunning, and controlled. They have some degree of social grace, may even be charming, and often talk and seduce their victims into being captured. He was also forensically savvy enough to wash his victims' bodies, to destroy a lot of evidence, and the Freeway Phantom's DNA has not been recoverable. He disposed of the bodies in different states, which investigators believe was designed to keep different police departments from piecing the crimes together. Though the FBI originally assigned around 24 agents to the case, many were unfortunately pulled off the matter after the Watergate scandal gripped the Capitol. Lastly, the race of the victims also played a part. Those black girls didn't mean anything to anybody. I'm talking about on the police department, claimed Tommy Musgrove, who joined the DC Police in 1972 and later headed the homicide unit. If those girls had been white, they would have put more manpower on it. There's no doubt about that, he added. Humans are strange creatures for a whole lot of reasons, and among the weirdest is the fascination with those who kill their fellow human beings. According to the BBC, our fascination with killers is nothing new. A search warrant was eventually obtained, and investigators dug through Askins' backyard. No physical evidence was obtained, and Askins was not charged in the connection with the Freeway Phantom killings. He remained in prison for 2 DC area abductions and rapes in the mid-1970s, and had been contacted by both Davis and press regarding the Freeway Phantom slayings. He denied any role in them, adding that he did not have the depravity of mind required to commit any of the crimes. What do you think? Comment in the comment section below after the video is over. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for future content. Email any of your true scary stories to thesinfulsavant@gmail.com. The link will be in the description box below as well. Till we meet again, stay safe, stay sinful.